Hey, the Rebuilding Coach, Dawn Ziegler, coming to you from a bedroom somewhere in Outback, Illinois. We're on vacation. So, all right, let me tell you, just a couple days ago, I had a revelation, and it was kind of a big one. So here's what happened. So about a year ago, I heard through the grapevine that somebody said I was bossy. And so the first thing that happened was I got defensive. You know, that feeling kind of bubbles up and you're just like, what? Right? And so what happens is your brain thinks it's under attack. And so what we do is we come up with all of the evidence that this person is incorrect, right? They're wrong. I'm right. They're wrong. Okay? And that's where most of us stop. So we have thoughts that make us feel defensive and we kind of stay in the defensive zone and then we wear it like armor, right? We stay there. But since I'm a coach, I realized, what I'm supposed to do next is do the opposite, right? So if somebody says you are this, you're that, or whatever, think about how this person could be right. And so I did that. I was like, yeah, I could say that I'm a leader, right? But bossy or whatever, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I'll say, yeah, in these ways I am bossy, right? And then the next step is to accept, to say that part of your personality and love yourself nonetheless. Like the last blog I wrote about unconditional love. You know what? You can be a good partner, a crappy partner, a good employee, a bad employee, right? It's like our personalities have all kinds of stuff in it, right? And so acknowledge it, admit it, accept it, love yourself, right? So that's where I thought that I was, right? Well, apparently not. Because a couple days ago, I heard again through the grapevine that the same person said basically the same thing about me. But this time it came out as Dawn wears the pants in the family, and it was not meant as a compliment, as it really never is when people were talking about women, right? And I was like, damn, I'm feeling the same defensiveness again. I thought I already worked on this. Apparently I had not. So my revelation was, oh my gosh, part of my brain agrees with her brain. And I was like, what? That sounds so crazy. Because if you'd asked me, my conscious thoughts are, I've done a lot in my life. Women can accomplish whatever they want. I can do whatever I need to do. So I would say that my conscious thoughts are about, feminism and women's empowerment. But apparently there's something deep down in my noggin that thinks something like, these are the things that men should do. These are the things that women should do. Here's how men should act. Here's how women should act. Holy majolies. And I was like, well, that makes perfect sense, right? I mean, I did grow up in American society, and no, I don't hate men. I love men. But women and men, everybody, all of us are fed all kinds of patriarchal messages from the time that we're born just living in American society. From the media we see, the TV, the movies. When I was growing up, all of my doctors and dentists were men, examples of astronauts and lawyers, men, etc. In fact, then I recalled this really stark example. When I was in grade school, my dad told me a riddle. He's like, hey, Dawn, father and son driving together in a horrible car accident. The father dies. The son is taken to the hospital where the surgeon says, I can't operate on this boy. It's my son. So my dad said to me, Dawn, who's the surgeon? I was completely baffled. I was just like, my father had to give me the answer. So yeah, from a very young age, I've had lots of, messages received about men and women. So that's where I'm at now. I'm deciding to write down, investigate what the thoughts are, acknowledge that I have them, and then decide whether or not I want to keep believing them. So if you're defensive, if something is rising up for you and you can't quite put your finger on it, feel free to give me a shout. I'd love to coach you about it. Life coaches are great at helping you find out all the stuff about your brain that it's hard for you to find out on your own. All right, check out my site, therebuildingcoach.com. Have a good one.